Hello and welcome to this France 24 News Update. I'm Hannah Moffat. Clashes have broken out this Friday in Egypt between police and anti-government protesters in Cairo. Thousands of opposition supporters have gathered in the capital. Police are using tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse the crowds. They've also used water cannons to try and control the clashes, which broke out near a mosque where opposition leader Mohamed El-Baradei had been praying this Friday. There's lots of conflicting information coming out of Egypt this Friday, but according to witnesses, protesters have begun gathering near a presidential residence in the capital. The Egyptian government tried to cut access to the internet earlier and also disrupted mobile networks in an attempt to break up the protests. But opposition groups say this fourth day of demonstrations could be the biggest yet this week. Now, our correspondent Gallagher Fenwick is in Cairo covering this for us, and he was caught in the line of fire a little earlier. Here's what's happened.
Tension is literally reaching a climax out here in the heart of Cairo, where protesters are confronting police who are shooting tear gas directly at them. As you can see behind me, look at the protesters right behind me.
Was our correspondent Gallagher Fenwick, who was in amongst protesters. I can confirm that he is fine, but he'll be bringing us the very latest from the scene as soon as he finds some safer ground. In other news, Tunisia's interim Prime Minister Mohamed Ghannouchi has reshuffled a number of key posts in his transitional government. It's all in an attempt to limit the number of ministers aligned with the former regime. Huge protests have continued in the capital, Tunis, in recent days over the number of former President Ben Ali's ministers still in power. But Ghannouchi himself, a hangover from Ben Ali's time, says he'll stay on in the new cabinet. Our reporter James Andre sent us this report.
As you can see behind me, there is still between 3,000 and 5,000 protesters here on the main square of the Casbah in front of the Prime Minister's office. Indeed, the people here are not happy with the new government. They consider that Prime Minister Ghannouchi should have stepped down. Most of the protesters here are from the south of the country, the poorest parts of the country, Sidi Bouzid, where the whole contestation started, and Kasserine. And indeed, they were expecting for all the former Ben Ali ministers to step down. So the Eqypt, which is the main union here, is trying to calm them down and to get them to leave the square. They have accepted this government, and it's been a very long negotiation. So they have sent people here to tell them that they wanted to create a delegation of the protesters behind me so that they could go and meet the Prime Minister and talk to him to eventually negotiate and discuss about what should happen now. So for the moment, still a few thousand people here in front of the Casbah, and we'll have to see if they manage to create this party that will go and meet the Prime Minister to eventually stop this protest.